So about a week ago I decided to make an Ultimate Iron Man account, and this is what the character looks like in case you're curious. So right away I just started doing quests, as many quests as possible. So yeah, just a lot of quests done in a very short amount of time. I'm not even going to show them all because it's just so many quests done. So this is me completing the waterfall quest. It's really not that hard of a quest, but at very low hit points I did die once, and that wasn't really an issue. I just went right back, got some more cakes, and finished it up, and I got quite a lot of XP, and I got quite a lot of free levels, which was very nice. Not too sure why I didn't get a screenshot of the quest. Spidey should have taken one, but I did complete recruitment drive quite early on, and it wasn't really that hard of a quest. You only need to kill a level 30 enemy with your bare hands. You can flinch it, but it's rather hard to set up, and so I just got the levels from the waterfall quest and decided to go knock that out. By the way, if you're not familiar with Ultimate Iron Man mode and are curious as to how I did recruitment drive so late when I couldn't have any items including armor or anything like that, I just used a trick where I suicide to an NPC and all my stuff is on the ground for 60 minutes and no one else can pick it up. As an ultimate, you pretty much use this technique whenever you don't want to risk something or a quest like recruitment drive requires that you don't have any items. So I did Tree Gnome Village quite early on because it lets you use spirit trees, which is pretty useful for the Grand Tree and just getting around in general. Since I was quite a low level, I really had to flinch General Khazard, and it did take quite a while and was kind of boring, but I did get that done and I got quite a lot of attack XP, so it was definitely worth it. So these past few quests haven't really been in chronological order, but this was probably the hardest quest I've done so far, and it was actually a bit surprising because it is a free to play quest, and I kind of remember it being easy, but I'm not sure why. I was pretty high combat level, I think. I was like level 40 and I had attack and strength near 40. Defense was level 30, so I thought I should definitely knock this out, no problem. I wouldn't even have to flinch or save spot, but that just wasn't the case. So right before I went to kill Elvarg, I took a little screenshot because I just thought it was kind of amusing how newbie my gear looked. I didn't have enough money for adamant plate body or plate legs, just the full helm, so I just went out with that. So after going through quite a lot of cakes, I did decide to flinch Elvarg, otherwise I would have to go back and get more food and maybe get some better gear, and I really just didn't want to do that. So for anyone who's not familiar with the idea of flinching, what you do is you stand in a safe spot where the enemy cannot attack you. So right here Elvarg can't even use Dragon Breath on me, so I'm completely safe in this area. And so what I do is I just run out, hit her once, and then run back and wait for her health bar to disappear, and then I just rinse and repeat until she's dead. I just want to point out that this process was extremely slow. Elvarg has super high defense, which I completely forgot about, and it took me maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes to kill her. Nonetheless, I was eventually successful, and here's the screenshot of me taking her head off. Very nostalgic. Reminds me when I did that in 07 originally. So in between all this questing, I was actually training a little bit. So as you can see here, I'm just casting Fire Strike on Hill Giants, burying their bones for some prayer XP, in what is possibly the noobiest outfit ever. Like for a long time I didn't even use a wizard's robe because I just couldn't get one as a drop, and I just gave up and decided it wasn't worth it. But as luck would have it, while killing Anku, I actually received a black wizard robe top as a drop. I had no idea that they could even drop this, so I was kind of just pleasantly surprised. So you probably noticed the full graceful in my inventory by now, and the truth is that I actually did agility really early on and got full graceful and everything like that. So yeah, overall not really that interesting, but here is me getting 260 marks of grace, which is the amount you need for the full graceful outfit. So something I did early on for some easy cash is the ham storeroom. For anyone who doesn't know what this is, basically after you get to a certain point in Death to the Dorvishan, you enter this little room and there are a bunch of guards patrolling around. And if you stay back to pickpocket them, you'll get these keys, which you can use to open the chests in the room, and those chests can give you any piece of jewelry from sapphire to diamond. So this means that if you walk over to the Port Sarim jewelry store and you sell all your jewelry, you'll usually get around 10, maybe even more, 1,000 gold per run, which is pretty good very early on in Ultimate Iron Man. By the way, if you're wondering how I got an animate scimitar so early on, in the quest to feud, one of the bosses or enemies that you need to kill has a guaranteed drop of an adamant scimitar, and this is pretty much the only way you're going to get one very early on. It's quite an easy quest, and I just safe spotted it with Fire Strike. Wasn't difficult at all. And I used that item in Splinter for a while, but eventually I just got rid of it. I didn't really need it. So according to Hans, my account is now 9 days old, and these are my current stats. So currently I'm working on 37 ranged, as it is my last requirement for the Spirits of the Ella quest. The reason that I want to get this quest done is because that means I'll be able to last really long at the Agility Pyramid, and the Agility Pyramid is where most of the Ultimate Iron Men, at least I think early on, get their money. And if you do Spirits of the Ellid, you unlock the ability to pray at the altar in Narda, and this will restore your hit points to full and actually a little bit over full. And just as well, you can refill your water skins at the fountain in Narda. So yeah, as you can tell from these clips, I'm just basically making my own iron darts. Doing it this way, I do get a lot of smithing, mining, and fletching, and even magic XP from the superheat. So I do think it's kind of nice to get that. I'm not sure if I'll keep doing it, but for early ranged levels, I don't think it's going to matter too much. So yeah, that's about it for this episode, and hopefully there will be a lot more progress in the future.